Hello and welcome back to Grandia with me, Matthew Caddis, aka Puggy. So today we will try and get a steamer pass in order to get to the new world Elencia. And that's going to be a bit harder than you think because, or maybe easier, I don't know. But that being said, how the hell do we get on a ship? We don't have a ticket or anything like that. Or a passport. I mean, Justin in game is 13 years old. Surprisingly, Lily is not pissed off that her son has come home very, very late, just because he explored the salt ruins, got his little MacGuffin spirit stone to start shining, and then met a mysterious girl who may or may not be an Icarian. But enough about that. We are going to go to the port apparently in the morning. Okay, she does actually ask him about where he's been. Well, he hasn't been. And apparently he can't say scientific research. Yeah, is this going to be like Lex Luthor pronouncing the word nuclear? And he just says nuclear or something. He doesn't even know what it means. Dude, your dad was an adventurer! Surely he had some books or something. After all, your dad was... The way Justin goes on about his dad, he may as well be Indiana Jones. Anyway, that being said, let's go back outside. And indeed, go back upstairs. Yeah, that is weird. Although, I do actually want to go to the stashing place to get rid of my stuff. Because as I mentioned at the beginning of the game, you only get like 15 slots per character. And yeah, so I do want to stash some of them. Because some of them you cannot sell and some of them I want to keep on. Certainly the baton might be useful for pursuit if I don't come across another mace sort of weapon, which I don't know if I will in the next dungeon. Which isn't far away actually. I think it won't be in the next episode because I may well cut this episode short. Depends how I feel really. But that being said, let's go to the harbour as Sue suggests. Hopefully Gans isn't blocking up the bridge again and isn't trying to do underage marriage here. But before we do, I'm going to go to the general store because I want to buy some more stuff now that I have a bit more money. Not much really, but yeah, I will equip this. Actually, no, I don't have 482 gold pieces. Let's see then. I can buy some more things. So I'll buy some more stuff for Justin and Sue, absolutely. Ribbon. Why does Sue need a ribbon? She's got puffy on her head. Seriously. Is this game's version of Pikachu? Oh, maybe not, given that the only sequel Grandia got was Japan only. Seriously. To this game. Not to Grandia 2. Grandia 2 is a completely different game. Apparently Game Arts decided to go down the Final Fantasy route of doing sequels, not the... Yes, Final Fantasy X-2 is a thing. And I guess Advent Children, but that was a film. And speaking to this guy, apparently he wants to marry someone, but I don't think that's the guy I want to look for. Yeah, we need a steamer pass to get on the thing. You think it were free, Justin? No, my boy. You do need a... for sailors and soldiers. Pay up, I guess. But given Justin is dirt poor, that's a no-go. So instead, we have to find an old man in the cafe in New Parm. Now, take note of the fact that when we go to said cafe, seriously, this game was the subject of censorship. Again, this game was rated 12 plus, so what can you do? Anyway, that being said, I want to head down, not that way, but to where we found tents here, and speak to this lady here. she doesn't seem very happy, needless to say. Can we come in, ma'am? I don't think we can come in, ma'am, because, yeah, also look at the billboard. There is a rather scantily clad lady there. I don't think this is any normal cafe. One thing that has been left in from the Japanese version, seriously. But, yeah, I think it's more of a bar. Not the good kind, but apparently we can't call it a bar, it's a cafe that only opens at night. Yeah, it's definitely a bar! Anyway, that being said, now that we've spoken to her, we'll have to find this guy who's been running late and has lost the key. Let's see. So, not that guy, and apparently the old adventurer is called Java. Okay, and this guy here that we're speaking to, he has the key. Yeah, we kind of need it because otherwise we can't find this Java guy who sounds like a cup of coffee. Seriously. Don't know if he likes drinking coffee, but yeah, you think that never mind. Let's head to the back to the cafe then, or bar, and indeed speak to the lady here. Yes, that's the key to the cafe. Jellyfish stew. You better hope it's not the poisonous kind. That's all I'm gonna say. It'll be night time when we go, so in that case, the game automatically actually goes to the Galal forces, and namely Baal and unforeseen distractions like what, a 13-year-old boy? No, because a little boy has it. Teenage boy. And yeah, he lets him go. He lets Mullen go, does Ball. For now. For now. I'll say that. I don't know. Evil thing with... Yeah. Have bad dreams as well. That's a bit rude, Mullen. Seriously. Especially for a guy who's looks almost as dashing as Sephiroth. Seriously. Yep, he is. I'm surprised he hasn't told his dad about Justin, though. Oh well, we'll probably see that quite a while later, I'll say. Do the three witches count? Or are they just lusting after you there, Mullen? Okay, I guess we won't be seeing the Galal forces for a while then. In that case, what kind of adventure Java is? Well, we won't see him now, I'll say that. So, indeed, let's head to the cafe. Why am I going back to the Seagull restaurant? I do not know. Seriously, probably to save. And apparently Lily is so busy that she doesn't notice her own son leaving to go to the cafe there. Seriously, but never mind, we'll go on. So indeed back to the town of Parm, and indeed back outside where we will go to the cafe, or bar, as you'll see why it received the censorship treatment. But anyway, no, not that way. Very hard to see at night, seriously. Imagine doing this on the thing. Well, he's quite an old man, what can I say? Maybe he works in the factories. We did see from the beginning of the game that Parm is quite an industrial town. Great, you're pretty much like Dee Dee from Dexter's Lab then, except the male version. What does this statue do? Anyway, that being said, over to the, wrong way, the cafe there. Yep, apparently they're still playing hide and seek at night. Okay, well, let's leave this thing, and apparently we have a homeless person here. Yeah, we kind of heard the story of Lily the Skull anyway, but yeah, this is some shady cafe, especially if it has a picture of a woman there, bending over in a rather, let's say, provocative pose. Seriously, I don't think this is a cafe. No, it's not actually, it's a bar. Seriously, even you can tell there. Cappuccino. Yeah, right. Okay, well, indeed, let's speak to the lady there first. The end of the world? What, is the world flat here? Did the flat earthers win in this reality? We already visited the port, but they said we needed a thing. You, Sue? How already... Okay, I don't know what you're doing there, Sue. I just want to think what you were doing in the Japanese version. Okay, we will. Wait, do you know us? I think Justin's a bit young to be drinking coffee. Believe it or not, this is the woman who was at the door earlier who couldn't find the key. Apparently, yes, she is. Yeah, I guess she does, especially for an 8-year-old, seriously. But never mind, apparently we can ask the Java isn't here, so we'll have to ask some of the customers. To save time, I want to actually ask this guy. Actually, maybe not that guy. One of the guys here. I think it... No, I don't want to share a couple. We want to know about Java the Adventurer. You fool! Like mine's... Where's that, then? Yeah. You'd think it'd be, well, quite dangerous. Well, okay. Apparently our next destination is the Lake Mines, then. Maybe you should. But that being said, drinking coffee with the goblins. I don't know if the goblins will like coffee. If we got his wallet? Well, we might as well give it to him. Seriously, especially as this guy's an adventurer. You don't have to beg, we'll do it. It's another but thou must situation. Okay, well, in that case, I am gonna go save, and on the next episode, we will indeed head to the Lake Mines. So I'll see you then. Goodbye.